So, I've been thinking about the Volkswagen Golf for a while, and I want to do a bit of a series. I want to create a regular Golf, I want to create something like a Golf GTI sports model with a VR6, and an off-road Golf, which also somebody asked me to do, but I can't seem to find that link, but whatever. Today, though, the challenge is to do this. 150 miles per gallon with 140 points in light sport category and a budget of 25,000. I get the feeling this is not going to be entirely possible, but today, this is our challenge from Luke T. DeBaus. I'm not a boomer, I swear. And to do this, we're gonna start with like an 03 body. I should also mention that here in South Australia, Volkswagens are not very common. So we're gonna be running off of best guesses, and I'm not going to completely replicate a Volkswagen Golf. I just want to do something in that sort of vein. We're also gonna set the year to 2003, and it's just gonna be very basic. You know what, actually, the body panels may be aluminium, so we'll go with that. Front transverse, double wishbone, and double wishbone. A new project, this is gonna be a very affordable inline 4-type engine with an over square stroke. It's going to be probably something like a 1.6 liter. We're going to try to keep the weight of this vehicle down as well. Oh, look at that. Already a 1.6. Nice. Dual overhead cams, 4 valves per cylinder, aluminium, no variable valve lift because that's too expensive. Cam profile is going to be fairly low, very low. Variable valve timing, yes. Turbo, probably actually yes. Ball bearing and fuel economy. Injection, 2003 direct injection? I don't think so. Probably a multi-point. Single and performance with a regular 91 octane fuel, or do we want to go higher octane because it's Europe? We're going to go regular. And then we're going to lean that out a lot. High flow 3-way, cat none and none. So without knowing what the rest of the car is going to be like, I don't know whether these are good numbers or not. So I'm going to move on, maybe give it a little bit of a listen. Yeah, okay, yeah, what do you expect? It's not a particularly beefy kind of engine. We are going to go with the 4-door version for the hatchback. There seems to be no real downside here. We're all good. Let's angle this body a little bit. I know I have worked with this body before, but it kind of fits the genre. The color is going to be your basic white iPod type of color. Going to be transverse front-wheel drive, sorry, and it's going to have an advanced automatic because it is a German car. Probably a 6-speed. They do seem to have more gear in the European cars. Just, I don't know, maybe because they're making more work from less. And this one will be an open differential. They don't need something particularly impressive for such an economy car. Radials, hard long lives, bring down those sizes and then increase the offset. Just a bit though, maybe a lot, whatever, who cares? Do we go steel wheels or alloys? We're gonna say that this is the base model, so it's gonna come with steels. Then vented disc on the front, probably a 1-piston, vented disc on the rear, probably also a 1-piston, but much smaller. You know what, actually, it probably could be a solid disc, just to save money. You know what, it might even be a drum brake. Aerodynamics, it will have fully clad to help with that fuel efficiency. Brake airflow is going to probably stay quite low. Cooling airflow can also come down quite a bit. Seats will be a standard seat, nothing too basic and nothing too high-end. It'll have a basic CD player, being the early 2000s. Hydraulic power steering, ABS and traction control, probably just ABS. You know what? No, it probably does come with traction control. Really boring traction control. And it'll probably have a very high safety rating, a standard 90s. As for the springs, which one is going to be the cheapest? They might have a progressive. I doubt they'd have hydrodynamic or air, and I don't think they would have active for a base model Golf. Though this is probably more along the lines of a Polo at this point. We're gonna go with a twin tube to keep the price down and passive, and then select normal preset. And for a multitude of different reasons, we're going to drop this down for fuel efficiency and a whole bunch of other reasons. But not all the way, because once again, this is still not the sports model. You gotta lower it a little bit more for the sports model. Now a little bit of tweaking, we're gonna make that overrun just a little bit. 189 kilometers an hour, not bad for, what was it, 61 kilowatts? It's got a lot of torque though, so fair enough. I was only a little bit shy of actually making a diesel anyway, so I mean, come on. Our wheel spin is very low as well, so I'm happy about that. Our mileage is 52.3 miles per gallon. We need to get it much higher than that though. 55 miles per gallon. Wow, that didn't actually come down much. Increase that offset, and 55.6 went down to 55.5, but that's fine, whatever, moving on. The brakes are incredibly powerful. How light is this car? What the hell? It's a ton, but yet a 1-piston vented disc is too strong. Brake fade, I think I kind of just need to deal with it. Otherwise, the brakes are just gonna be needlessly big, but I suppose we can do that anyway, whatever. Maybe minimum size brakes was not the greatest idea. We got ABS, so it's fine. Maybe we'll drop the quality down a bit. What's our price at so far? We're at 29,000. And we had to keep it under 25,000. I get the feeling this is maybe not quite so possible. Yep, I bailed on the idea. So 62 miles per gallon. I mean, it's no freaking slouch. That's a pretty good number. Our price is also 27,600. So it's not cheap. Ugh. How would I drop the value of this? I've already put it down to a 5-speed. We could go manual and save a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to a manual to decrease the price and to increase the efficiency just a little bit. At some points, we've had 110 score in commuter as well. So that did fairly well. Commuter budget, that is. They prefer a sedan though? Come on, your commuter budget. You can deal with a little hatchback. So I think we're good. Let's see what it does around the test track before we put anything on it. 3 minutes 16. That's not a great lap, but it is economical. So, I mean, you can afford to give it a little bit of leniency. Let's go ahead and try to make this thing look pretty. I know that's probably not going to work. So, instead of the Volkswagen Polo, this is the Heisenberg. This is the Heisenberg Cholo. I mean, I'm not going to offend anybody with that, am I? Oh, I should probably also put door handles on here. Because you'd hate to be stuck in a place where you can't get out. Man, this car is the bomb. Anyway, moving on. Do we give this thing an interior? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a particularly entertaining interior. So I don't think I'm going to. I think basically we are now done. We might just offset those wheels just a little bit. And that's hurt our fuel economy just a little bit. But we're still doing fairly well. That's pretty close to 65 miles per gallon. So I actually like what I've done here. Apart from like the buggy mess that's around here, which I can't seem to do anything about, unfortunately. But I like the grill area that I've done. You can see here that I've got your regular grill and then it kind of tucks away into these side vent areas. Pretty cool. I like it. Then the front here, we've got like a bit of an aerodam lip, which helps with air separation and gets a better flow underneath. We've got ourselves a nice broad front end. I'm not sold on the indicators, but there's not really a whole much more I can do there. Got these lower fog lamp, spotlight type things, if that's an optional extra that you go for. But yeah, we've also got the fake alloy wheels hubcap type thing with the blacked out wheels underneath, so you can't really tell if that's what it actually is. It's pretty funny. I like it. But now let's go take it over to BeamNG. Oh yeah, also the fake rear diffuser that's painted the same color as the car for some reason. That's a thing that happens. Also, I am a little bit happy with how this badge turned out. You can see here that I've got like a HB. I wanted to kind of go something like a Volkswagen where the V and the W are kind of intertwined. So yeah, I did that with the H and the B. I kind of like that. I was trying to think of something that was kind of really divided into two main syllables or parts of a name or a word. And I was also thinking German because that's what Volkswagen is. So I went with Heisenberg, even though he went over to America. He did go over to America, right? He helped with the A-bomb, which is why I called this car the bomb. I hope my joke landed right. And then because I couldn't think of anything to name it, I named it the Cholo because it's kind of rhymes with the Polo and also just a little bit funny. All right, let's go. Oh, wait, that's right. I'm in the studio. So here we brought it to the place in which Volkswagen would test their cars on a closed circuit with basically no trust whatsoever. And we're going to take ESC off for now altogether. We don't want that shit on. All that wheel spin. Did you hear that, guys? Oh, it's so beefy. Mr. Beefy. So, yeah, as you know, Volkswagen are known for not being entirely truthful. They really should be, but they just aren't. Can we change headlights on? Nope, that's horn. H is for horn, not headlights. And that's, oh my god. What the, okay, well that's set up wrong. I can't see a thing. Ah, damn it. Ah, okay, well, guys, we're gonna have to deal with this car in really, really dark setting, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but this is pretty much our only option for this map. I wasn't able to find a daytime version. I don't know why, but whatever. I just wanted to bring it out here, give it a bit of a try. Wow, it's actually reaching pretty close to its top speed, and we're only just in the thing. The steering is a little bit too touchy, in my opinion, but I think that's my settings that I've got kind of tuned in more for the Pikes Peak Performance. That's what it is, yeah. I've got this tuned for Pikes Peak Performance, not Pikes Peak Performance, just Pikes Peak. I keep on saying Pikes Peak Performance because as I grew up, I didn't really know what Pikes Peak was. I just knew about the whole Pikes Peak Performance Suzuki Escudo, which was called the Suzuki Escudo Pikes Peak. We didn't even get the Suzuki Escudo here. I think we had it under some different name and it wasn't really that popular here. So that was always just a very foreign car, and also naming a very foreign place. So yeah, I just knew nothing about it. Kind of want to go and create something like it though. That would be a little bit fun. And then do the Gran Turismo version where it's like, what, 11 to 1400, somewhere around there, horsepower. Just something quite berserk from what's basically a mild-mannered mini SUV that I didn't know existed. Oh dear, so this thing is not brilliant. Let's go ahead and turn on that as stability control. Well, I mean, is it stability control? I think it was just traction control. See if that helps us at all going around some of the corners. Because high-speed cornering is not this thing's strong point. So far, yes, it does feel a little bit more stable. This isn't a very high-speed corner yet because we're not going very fast. I don't think this one is a particularly tight corner compared to the others. But there we go. We got a little bit sideways, but it came under control. And I think that might have something to do with traction control. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't see it flicker. But I'm not really looking down there. I'm looking to make sure I don't spin off or anything. Okay, there we are. We are in top gear going 190-ish kilometers an hour, which is not like blistering, but it is fairly fast. That's what in miles per hour? 130 miles an hour? Like, this is not a powerful car, so we're doing all right. I like it. Let's go ahead, turn on cruise control and the fuel meter. Okay, time to check out what this thing can do. It is using, yes, a lot of fuel right now. We should probably also switch this over to the American numbers, because that's what I was reading in automation. Okay, let's get some numbers. Even under acceleration, even if it's not a lot of acceleration, this thing is doing pretty well. So we're gonna target this to 62. Wow, we were reaching like 80 something, 86 around the corner, 92, 96, 106. And yeah, we weren't even like not on the accelerator. We were just coasting. 97, 99 whilst coasting? Wow, 100 miles a gallon whilst coasting? This is pretty impressive. Yeah, I'm gonna say that that's a clear success. This is actually performing better than automation's perfect quote unquote conditions, which there it's kind of more like fake conditions, oh, whatever. Okay, I think it's time to take this over to maybe do a little bit of a lap time now that we know that this thing absolutely blows out of the water the automation results, which lied to us. Man, after the last one, which had like a little bit of a foible, this one is turning out to be really good. Let's have a look at, wow, even with a jank-ass model, which is very freaking jank, by the way, this thing is doing pretty darn well. I want to try something out. Okay, we dented in those corners, and now we're about to see if that is any more fuel efficient now. So far, it's kind of about the same. So unless I can't see actually how much damage is done and know how munted it truly is, I'm gonna go ahead and say that really it doesn't make a whole lot of difference, the hitbox detection of the actual car. As goes by the previous video where I had a big slab of air dam on the front. 4.8, 2.9, 1.7, 1.3? Does this have no effect whatsoever? I also just realized that this thing is not in top gear, so let's go ahead and do that. See if that helps our mileage. Though you'll probably need to accelerate a hell of a lot more. I want to see what it does. Oh my god, is it actually going up in fuel mileage? So it can go even higher than what it was? Oh my god, that's amazing! 110. So by going into the top gear, we've gained over, I would say over 10 miles per gallon. Right, we're gonna do this with an undented front end. So yeah, we're gonna see what this can do. 150 miles a gallon. Like, sure, we were lifting off, but damn, bruh. Yeah, it's about the same. A little over 110 miles per gallon. That is so awesome. I think it's actually being a little bit more consistent from 112 to 115. So maybe my little dent-in thing actually did make it worse. Oh well, guys, I am so freaking happy with this car and how it's turned out. Let's go take it over to the automation test track and just see how garbage this budget car is. Right after... Hey, look. It's stanced now. Isn't that awesome? It seems with extreme camber like this, that we're getting mere mortal numbers of a wait, hold on, now it's back up to 80? Even with broken suspension, it's getting 86 miles per gallon, 88 miles per gallon? God damn, bro. God damn it, it's doing the chrome thing. I I was kind of hoping that this would be fixed at some point, but still they have not fixed it. Well, let's give it a bit of a lap anyway. We're gonna take traction control off and just deal with it in our own special boy way. And is it set to automatic? It is. We should probably switch that over to manual to be able to control. Now, I'm not expecting a blistering lap time. Automation did say that it would do, what was it, 3 minute 30 around here. So, temper your expectations. This thing does not like, this isn't high-speed cornering. This is mid-speed cornering. It's not doing particularly well, this car is. Hamstrung by the fact that I wanted to give it a good sporty feel, but I mean, there's not a whole lot I could do. Oh no, the brakes! I forgot about how terrible they were with traction and everything. Whoops. Also, goddamn it with the holes in the side of the car still, for frick's sake. Brum brum, let's try again. Now this was only second lap, and you're going to see that I put down a super fast lap. That's about 20 seconds faster than what automation said it would be. So they could go suck my skill. And also the fact that I was able to put it down on my second try, that means that this car is quite controllable. But whilst we're on this hot lap, we can take this opportunity to do the Phil score. Starting with the weekend category, styling is not great, but it's not offensive to anybody, so it gets a 5 out of 10. Your acceleration is not your average econo car, but with a 0 to 100 being nearly 10 seconds, you're not going to be setting any tracks on fire. It gets a 5 out of 10. Handling isn't that great either, though not a complete slush bucket. It gets a 4 out of 10 because of those really narrow tires. The fun factor is quite low on a car like this, with everything being about fuel saving. It gets a 2 out of 10. The cool factor, however? Nah, that's also the same. It gets a 2 out of 10. For a total weekend score of 18. Now, moving on to the daily category, starting with features. They aren't great. There's no sat-nav, no heated seats, just a CD player, but everything's fairly decent there, so it gets a 4 out of 10. Comfort is decent, the ride is smooth, and the seats aren't really a basic hard cloth like a taxi, but it's no limo, so it gets a 5 out of 10. The quality is passable, service costs are not huge, the interior is adequate as well with nice feeling plastics. It gets a 7 out of 10. The practicality as a daily driver is good, with really high mileage, but you won't be fitting, say, 3 big adults in the back or a large shopping trip in that cramped back hatch boot area. It gets a 7 out of 10 though, still. The value is not that high, even though it's not a big car. It asks for that kind of price at $26,300 as its final price. I can't give it more than a 4 out of 10. For a total daily score of 27. Add them all up for a total fill score of 43. Though that doesn't seem fair, as its mileage is not really taken into account with these scores, and I'm going to give it an adjustment of plus 10 for an adjusted fill score of 53, which was a just between the 60-year-old Fiore Dinos. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The score was a little tricky. It really should have been higher, but I just couldn't give it really high scores because it is just a very middle-of-the-road car, apart from the fact that its mileage is absolutely phenomenal for a car that's not a bazillion dollars, even though, yes, the price of them will go down used, so you're not really getting an investment there. It'll just plummet used price. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I have recorded the 500 thank you for 500 subscriber video, and that will be coming out once I can get around to editing it. I'm quite busy today, probably tomorrow. But I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye!